Before you start ranting and raving, look, I like the movie. Yeah, I know it's a comedy, but no amount of, there's nothing wrong with this movie, there's zero sins, or it's supposed to just be funny, comments will stop me from making this video. I'm doing every zombie movie. Now, enjoy this anime time skip. A creative way to start the movie and making the opening credits engaging. I can dig it. -1 sin. So we get some explanation that the zombies develop over time as people become accustomed to their post-apocalyptic lives. Interesting to see a zombie movie actually call out the BS that other zombie movies have pulled over the decades. Only I can't wait to see them forget these categories later in the movie to add for dramatic tension. I'll go ahead and still remove a sin for categorizing the stupidity in zombie archetypes. This zombie just sits there and stares at this girl after losing his tongue. I get he is supposed to be a Homer Simpson level of stupid, but wouldn't he still be voraciously chasing this girl? We get introduced to the Hawkings, who are apparently smart enough to problem solve, but dumb enough to slam into a door in a cartoonish fashion. You apparently can scrape out someone's eye with your teeth without causing any retinal damage, and keep it tucked in your mouth like a meatball you want to savor for later.
The ninja. Silent, deadly.
Thank you! After doing zombie sins for so long, at least one franchise brings up this dumb tidbit about how zombies can just suddenly act silent and stealthy to get the kill, minus another sin for at least giving reason to this undead phenomena. Gotta love he just doesn't age. I guess playing the same wussy role for so long just stunts his growth. The ruins of DC are surprisingly lacking in the total number of zombies flocking to this amount of gunfire. Gotta love that they can have these badass moments while zombies are just sprinting at them. While cool, I would think you would get surrounded just a bit faster while you're sexually biting your lip and squinting your eyes. Woody tackles this zombie to the ground, taking an awfully big risk just to be the quirky badass. I guess a decade of zombie killing just makes you not give a fuck about survival, because any number of these zombies in the back could catch up and eat your overbitten ass. As I stated in the first Zombieland with Bill Murray's mansion, how in the ever-loving hell is the White House untouched and in mint condition 10 years into the post-apocalypse? Do you know how many people would ransack the fuck out of this place because of how idiotic people could be over politics? Obama or Trump, either way, people would have trashed this place. Electricity is still running 10 years in? Little Rock is looking thick. However, 10 years of scavenging and scrounging for food would make me doubt her level of thickness. They are able to set up this barricade, and the zombies, despite being able to climb amusement park attractions, decide that this pile of cars, metal, and barbed wire is just too hard to climb over. Suddenly, Woody gets an ultra boner for Elvis Presley, so this movie can have a barrage of Elvis memes and references. Now, he says the Walking Dead zombies are unrealistic, yet you put yourself in harm's way just so you can tinkle in a toilet and have stare-downs with clowns?
Never get attached, remember?
Convenient and weird that exactly 10 years later, the two girls of the movie decide we can't get attached to them, despite being with them for a freaking decade. I get it, you have commitment issues and the whole marriage proposal freaked you out, but fuck. It's been 10 years and you just now decide to leave? I'm surprised he hadn't proposed in that time span. He seems like the type of guy that would ask for marriage 5 minutes after the first time they had sex. Convenient, they were just discussing how there was no one Little Rock's age to date or hang out with. And the second the Whammon leave, they find a sexy douchebag, despite not seeing people for 10 years? These scooters are still in working condition. After 10 years, I need to refrain from saying 10 years and decades so much, but fuck man, you know what, I'm gonna say it anyway. I would think preserving ammunition would be a zombie rule, but hey, whatever is badass, right? This zombie apparently has a sense of self-preservation and is running, or limping, away frightened. Wouldn't he throw himself in the harvester instead? Isn't that what zombies do?
I have Native American blood coursing through my veins.
For how proud he is of his apparent Blackfoot Indian roots, he sure decided to wait to tell the people he has been with for 10 years. I would at least assume he would have told Little Rock at some point, seeing that's his adoptive daughter. Wouldn't scented candles have their aromas expired by now? She is tiptoeing by a regular human, something she hasn't seen in 10 years. You think she would say, hello, or I come in peace, oh my god, to prevent getting her head blown off, or at least not cause a commotion.
Just hoping the electricity would run out.
I know, it's amazing. As long as it keeps raining, the dams keep giving us power.
So they explain the source of electricity is through hydroelectric dams, and that rain keeps them going. I'm pretty sure maintenance on the dam, electric grid, and so much more would be required after 10 years, especially after martial law was declared. So her method of survival is mace and running away really fast. If it were that simple, we would be seeing a lot more living people, especially in the first movie. For living in a freezer, she sure keeps up with looking fashionable and keeping up with makeup. That apparently hasn't even expired yet, but I guess just throwing on a coat is enough to explain that she lives in a freezer. Let's make a character so bubbly and idiotic just so we can have that one line from Woody Harrelson so we can use it in movie teasers and trailers.
Because zombies eat brains and she ain't got any.
10 years together and they still nearly kill each other when they detect a hint of danger. You think they would have a sound, signal, or code they would use when navigating halls and narrow corridors so they wouldn't shoot or hurt each other. Well, time for the movie's conflict to arise by having her come back and say, "Whoops, we left and now she gone. How'd that happen?" This bottle of Mountain Dew Code Red still has fizz after 10 years? This is some Death Stranding Monster Energy drink levels of nonsensical product placement.
She's dating a musician!
Woody gets bent out of shape over the news of Little Rock dating a musician, but apparently has forgotten just how much he was talking about Elvis Presley before.
And he's a pacifist. He has survived on a strict policy of conflict avoidance.
How the fuck would a pacifist survive a decade in a zombie apocalypse?
Elvis was a fraud. He ripped off the black man.
How the fuck does 10 years into a zombie apocalypse and political statements like this still surviving? Wouldn't you be more concerned about, I don't know, where your next meal would come from?
She left a note, and then she hit the road.
Does anyone else get the irony in that?
Woody would be perfect for zombie sins. How would Berkeley know about better evolved zombies when he actively avoids conflict? Time for us to rekindle our relationship, and the blonde girl pops in at the moment without him bringing her up.
I mean, wow.
No, she does not get to be mad. You ditched people you had been with and trusted for a decade in a zombie apocalypse because of a fucking marriage proposal? The fact that he found another woman in a zombie apocalypse is insane. Then, to top it all off, you left without any reason to believe you're coming back. That's insane. But no, let's get pissed off at him and he is the person in the wrong. Bullshit. Years of neglect and decline, yet every building looks brand new on the inside, as if housekeeping was still a persisting career choice. She certainly has a lot of clean luggage and materials for someone that lived in a freezer for so long.
Can you remind me, when we first met, did you point a gun at me and steal my car?
No.
What a waste of a freaking mounted machine gun's ammunition, especially since you're with someone who isn't gonna have any spare rounds lying around. Okay, so wouldn't he have already revealed he had weed and that he is a stoner way earlier? It's not like cops were around to bust him for possession. How does he even have that much weed? Like he is traveling to a peaceful commune, but when did he have the time to find seeds, grow them, package them, and have it ready for smoking? As Dr. Ian Tokum once said, stoners find a way.
What kind of idiot would turn down a ring like this?
Maybe an idiot who didn't want to be weighed down.
10 years. 10 years. 10 years. 10 fucking years in a zombie apocalypse. Shut your big-eyed ass up.
The old man is so tiny.
Because all blondes are this stupid.
Well, my sister is missing. She could be dead for all I know, and you're screwing some forever 21-year-old.
You drove off with your sister, got her shacked up with a stranger, came crawling back, and you're mad he is fucking around with another girl? Ladies in the audience, tell me, would you be mad if you were her after pulling all of those stunts? Because, you know, Woody and Madison yelling about how lucky they are wasn't enough to attract the attention of zombies that were in the same junkyard. But let's have this RV's alarm go off over its unlocked door being opened. Wow, effectively using that 10 years of experience for once. -1 sin. Zombies apparently experience pain when it comes to mace. Columbus doesn't think to check the ladder so we can have this last second dodge?
T-800s were a mutated strain of zombie, stronger, deadlier, and harder to kill.
Finally, a movie that explains video game zombies as the T-800 type that can take a hellacious amount of damage. So, -1 sin. But I'm gonna go ahead and add a sin anyway, as none of the other zombies got got the good old double tap rule treatment. So how do two stoner young adults keep this car fueled anyway? Won't most fuel have degraded at this point? Huh, she brought up a peanut allergy and is eating nuts. I wonder if she'll have an allergic reaction. Hopefully they don't misunderstand this. Although I know she is just having an allergic reaction, why the hell would you scream and charge at him like a zombie, growling and screaming like that? Even if you're a stereotypical dumb blonde, you would still reasonably communicate what is going on, especially after living in a freezer for 10 years. Oh wow! The only well-known building that actually looks like apocalypse, zombies, and anarchy actually affected it. Seems like a bad idea to have bright lights in the middle of an ocean of darkness. You're just begging to be hoarded by roaming zombies. So this place is also untouched as hell with running electricity. So did the writers just not have the budget or feel like renting out Graceland or making a replica, so they went with a smaller gift shop for the Elvis memes? These three just casually walk around the place for a while, and Woody finally gets surprise attacked. Gotta wonder how zombies just haven't wandered in here without a mess. It's like zombies avoid celebrities and celebrity memorabilia for some reason.
Took off a few days ago, and trust me, they shouldn't have. It's not safe out there.
No shit, where all those zombies are? Really? I had no idea. It's only 10 years into the damn apocalypse.
Murraying him? You know, when you shoot someone because you think they're a zombie? Apparently that's how Bill Murray died.
How would such specific news of Bill Murray's death be such common knowledge? It was an isolated incident after society, TV, radio, and the internet fell. How would there be a peace haven of pacifists in a gated community of mostly only Gen Z people, especially with zombies that can learn, adapt, and evolve? How? A horde of zombies are chasing this car, but decide to leave a well-lit hotel alone. Something tells me Woody Harrelson got drunk with the director one night, and a single Elvis impersonation inspired this entire portion of the movie. So Babylon has the tower surrounded by gates of talking people, loud activities, and a bunch of other loud stuff, and they melt every weapon that enters. There is no way in hell a place like this would be standing for even a week, let alone 10 years. Two conflicting sets of rules and commandments, and I gotta say, using the restroom wherever is hell of a lot more smarter than risking your life to drop a deuce in a toilet. -1 sin. Wasting alcohol, twice as much now. These zombies decide to attack the vacant monster truck and not the building that's literally feet away. These two have survived for a decade, but not to have clones and to have people turning as a dramatic comic relief, they both get bit while showing off. Because movie logic. These guys both got bit, but play like they weren't, and were hiding the fact. But Woody too leaves his bite mark to where it could easily be revealed. I know you guys had a sense of pride or whatever, but really, if you were trying to hide the bite, you would hide it a little bit better. Flagstaff and Woody too turn into zombies instantly after just throwing up. Don't you have to die first? Or are we ignoring that for a quick action scene? This zombie has a temper tantrum after being hit with a pool cue. Woody gets tackled by Woody too? Don't zombies wanna, I don't know, bite you instead of just playing football? Zombies will ignore a moving human target to growl and snarl at plastic mannequins long enough for a guy to literally crush them with the Leaning Tower of Pisa? He shot over her head to scare her away. Since when do zombies run away? At what point? Did her running away not signify that she wasn't infected?
Why wouldn't we just move to an island?
They never considered the idea of going to an island over the span of 10 years. Left 4 Dead and Dawn of the Dead 2004 had the idea in less than a few weeks. While this is a funny scene, Woody blows up their car with a frag grenade, and there is a lot wrong with this, including a noise that loud would be attracting zombies, wasting valuable weapons over enjoying the little things. Your introduction to this new community is blowing up a vehicle? What if shit doesn't go right? Or if Little Rock isn't there? Or if the camp is full of cannibals? You just wasted your only means of escape and or travel.
No guns allowed! No guns allowed.
This gatekeeping woman gives 2 shits less about a car exploding right in front of their gate and just asks for their weapons. What prevents anyone with a gun from just blasting you away in Babylon? If The Walking Dead taught me anything, a few guys with guns could easily take over a wimpy place like this. Plus, they don't even know if Little Rock is even there in the first place to be surrendering their only means of defense. What if they're gonna kill them as soon as you enter? You haven't asked any questions. What kind of bullshit is this 10 years into an apocalypse?
That's Columbus's girlfriend.
It's official.
Wow, you just didn't waste any time.
Didn't waste any time in a zombie apocalypse? Do they constantly forget zombies are a thing in these two movies? So most of these residents are Gen Z, so they were predominantly between 6 to 13 when this all started. So how the hell did they set up all this in the first place? How did zombies not attack them during construction? How did they survive up until this point? When and how did they have a spare truck with enough fuel to just give away to Woody as he travels away, probably never to be seen again? Woody literally slams into a zombie and it just brushes off the attack and keeps running towards the fireworks. None of this horde pays mind to him. Apparently they're T-800s and they're a lot smarter, but apparently, ooh, bright light is just too much for them to pass up. Is this really going to be the first time a horde comes after this place? I bet you this is not the first time they have used fireworks. I love Zombieland, but it does have a funny way of having zombies ignore big attractions until the final climax.
You must know how to fight?
Sure. Poverty, sexism, social injustice.
I get that there's a social commentary bullshit that this commune is trying to poke fun at, but seriously, this guy saying fighting sexism and impoverishedness and dude, it's been 10 years of a zombie apocalypse. What the fuck? Wouldn't those issues be less important when you lived in a closed-off community because of zombies and people with opposing views haven't been around you probably ever because you were teens or kids when this all started? So this commune is pacifist, ergo doesn't believe in violence, but will openly rally around Woody to fight the zombies without any pushback or rebuttal? Look how easily they are climbing this tower. They couldn't do this to Babylon in the time it has been up? Couldn't ascend the walls? No, just when the main cast arrives? The T-800s are apparently smarter and stronger, but ignore any easy bite because a big old monster truck come barreling in all Deus Ex Machina style. These zombies conveniently line up in front of their escape route and sit still staring at them long enough for falling debris to kill them, even though a few shots of a pistol straight to the head earlier were not enough to kill just one of them. They make a tunnel barricade with nothing to hide or protect their faces and heads. What is stopping this horde from just pushing them over or climbing over the barricade and eating them alive? Earlier, they climbed a damn tower to get to the group. Now they just say fuck it and jump off a cliff because their friends are doing it? Oh no! At least someone was sensible enough to stay loaded. -1 sin. She finally says yes to his proposal. I can't wait for her to get scared at the idea of having a baby with him in Zombieland 3 and driving off with her sister saying, "We can't get too attached," in 10 more years. The last zombie just ignores a group of celebrating people and falls to its death for a "stupid Homer" gag. Yep, let's go ahead and use even more fireworks, because the last batch totally didn't just attract a horde of zombies. Elvis's 1955 vehicle is in working condition with the right parts and fuel. Makes sense. And of course we have a zombie that's chasing the car in the end because they don't get attracted to brightly lit buildings, but they get attracted to cars. Wow, wow, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burt Bacharach.
What the world needs now is love.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a
zombie,
so.
There, princess. I don't mean to break your heart.
Woo.
But then again, I'm a heartbreaker. How about a kiss there, Missy? Well, now that we know each other a little better.
Eat this!
Please let us live. We'll put out milk and cookies for you.
You dare bribe Santa? I'm going to shove coal so far up your stocking you'll be coughing up diamonds.
DNA and Me is a genetic service that can help you find out exactly who your ancestors were. I used to get in trouble for always using the N-word, but with DNA and Me, I found out that I'm 2.1% black. Morning, Steve. Sup, nigga?
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.